Hey guys, what is going on? Scorpion Slayer 66 here, coming at you with my vinyl collection video. So I've been collecting vinyl since about June, and I just thought I'd show you guys the progress I've made in about 6 months, and also it's a good starting point for the next year. So yeah, this is obviously the heart of the collection, but I have some things that won't fit into the crates because they're too full, and also some randomly sized things. So yeah, first thing I have here is this Bizarre Ride to the Far Side singles collection. Has a bunch of their most famous singles on different colored vinyl. I will throw up a picture in the corner, one of the corners, of what the vinyl looks like because I don't feel like pulling them all out. The next thing is a Dead Kennedys singles box set. One of my favorite punk bands, if not my favorite, and it's just a bunch of their famous songs on singles. And again, I will show you guys what it looks like because I don't feel like showing you all the covers because this video is going to be extremely long. And then these are just some albums that won't fit into the collection because I simply don't have another crate yet. So yeah, the first thing I have here is Santana's self-titled, easily their best record, fantastic. Hold on a second. The next thing I have is Close to the Edge by Yes. Very, very good album. Definitely check it out. Yes is a great band. Now I have Who's Next. Obviously a classic, has like Baba O'Reilly, Won't Get Fooled Again, stuff like that. So yeah, very cool story behind this album too. Definitely check out that story. The next one just came out this year. It's Church's Every Open Eye. Fantastic record. And this actually comes on very, very nice white vinyl, which I'll show you guys. But yeah, very, very good record. One of the best of the year, in my opinion. So yeah, if you guys don't keep up with modern music all that much, definitely do so. There's a lot of gems that come out now. So yeah, definitely cool to have that. The next one is a reissue of Black Sabbath's Masters of Reality. One of my favorite Black Sabbath albums. Iommi's guitar work is just fucking crazy. And if I don't mention if it's a reissue or not, it's an original or older reissue, so yeah. Next is a reissue of Led Zeppelin's Houses of the Holy. One of my favorite Zeppelin albums. Yeah, I think this was the first album where it was just all original material there, so yeah. Cool little oddity, the Fallout 3 soundtrack on a picture disc. Very, very cool. One of my favorite games of all time, so that's cool. Copy of Loveless. My Bloody Valentine's Loveless. Fantastic album. Very polarizing. Some people love it, some people hate it. Next is my favorite New Order album, and it is Power, Corruption, and Lies. Because of this bend in the corner, I actually got this for about the quarter of the price that it usually goes for, so very, very cool to have that. The next is a reissue of my second favorite Velvet Underground album. They're self-titled, The Velvet Underground. Just one of the best albums ever made, so yeah. And the last one is the Ramones self-titled. One of the best albums, one of the most important albums, like I stated in my pickups video for this, and it comes on very nice cherry red vinyl. So that's cool. Obviously, that album is known everywhere for Blitzkrieg Bop, but there's also like Beats on the Brat. Now I Want to Sniff Some Glue, stuff like that. So fantastic album. Definitely need to check this one out if you haven't. So now we are going to get into the heart of my collection. If I go off camera, I'm putting something onto the floor, so I apologize. And there's probably going to be a few jump cuts, so I can clean some things up. So yeah, let's just get right into it. I alphabetize mine by artist name, going by the first letter. So yeah, the first thing I have here is Bad Brains self-titled. Fantastic hardcore punk record coming out of DC with reggae elements, so definitely cool. That was MCA from the Beastie Boys' favorite punk album. Speaking of the Beastie Boys License to Ill. One of the best rap records ever made. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of party jams on here. I want to Fight for Your Right to Party. No Sleep Till Brooklyn, which is cool. It comes on a nice clear vinyl. But yeah, just an amazing record. Rip MCA, man. Just one of the greatest rap groups to ever exist. So, yeah. Now we're getting into my Beatles stuff. I have a lot of it. I'm about halfway through the collection of having all the Beatles stuff. So the first thing I have here is the latest reissue of Abbey Road. Out of like the Beatles' heyday of 65 to 70, this is one of my least favorite albums they released. I'm not saying that it's bad at all. It's still a fucking masterpiece, but one of my least favorites. But yeah, very, very cool. Beatles are my favorite band, so still an awesome record. This is Beatles 65, just part of the collection. If you guys don't know, I want to go for a full set of Beatles stuff. Excuse me. I know I hate when people do that too. Beatles 62 to 66, compilation of all their early love pop song stuff with a few Revolver songs and Help and Rubber Soul songs on here. So yeah, my favorite compilation, 67 to 70, Beatles Heyday, Sgt. Pepper to Let It Be. So yeah, very, very cool. If you just want to listen to the Beatles good shit, get those two compilations in your set. The next one is the Beatles' second album, which has a bunch of Chuck Berry covers on it, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Roll Over Beethoven's the first song. So, yeah, very, very cool. Just cool seeing the Beatles in their early days. The next one is Hard Day's Night, one of my favorite early Beatles albums, if not my favorite. Fantastic album. I really love the album artwork on this. Check out a blown-up picture of it. It's very funny and interesting. So, yeah. The next one is an original Let It Be. Fantastic album. I really don't think this one gets enough shine. I really love the volatility of it. You can hear that they hated each other and their companies, and it was just great. So, yeah, fantastic album. But one I like even better is Let It Be Naked. And if you guys don't know what this is, these were the master tapes, the original recordings, even more stripped back than the original Let It Be. So, yeah, it's a very cool thing. It's very hard to find / expensive. Comes with a cool single for Fly on the Wall and then some commentary. But very, very cool. Interesting to hear what Let It Be was going to be originally. So, yeah, I prefer this to the original. So, yeah. Next up is Love Songs. This is a compilation of a bunch of love songs that has like Yesterday, In My Life, If I Fell, Love Me Do, For No One. So a bunch of their greatest songs on one album. So yeah, fantastic. And it's actually like a leather cover, which is cool. Shout out to 64-Bit for Life, Magical Mystery Tour, his favorite Beatles album. Strawberry Fields Forever, I'm the Walrus, you know, shit like that. This album is crazy, experimental. This has songs that were supposed to be on Sgt. Pepper, but ended up on here. Like, I believe they said Strawberry Fields was supposed to be on Sgt. Pepper. But yeah, fantastic album. Not necessarily one of my quote-unquote favorites, but I really love the song choice on here. So, yeah. The next one is their debut, Please Please Me. One of my favorites of theirs. This or Hard Day's Night are my two favorite early Beatles albums. So yeah, I mean, just undeniable songs. I Love Me Do, Twist and Shout, stuff like that. So fantastic. And sorry that I'm going fast. It's just there's a lot. So we're coming up to my favorite album of all time, Revolver by the Beatles. Now I have 4 copies of this. I have a picture disc. I have a 1966 original. This is the pride and joy of my collection. Beautiful, and it plays well, so yeah. And then I have 2 reissues, one in mono, one in stereo. So yeah, favorite album of all time. I mean, it's just fucking perfect. So yeah, definitely check that one out. If you check out any Beatles album, check that one out. The next one was one of my favorites by them, Rubber Soul. This was really when the Beatles became the Beatles. They weren't the mop heads in the suits. But yeah, they became. I hate saying this, but they became men. So yeah, fantastic. Wait and Norwegian Wood are 2 of their best songs. So there's that. That is the original one. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next is the most critically acclaimed one, Sgt. Pepper. One of my favorites by them, obviously. One of the most revolutionary albums of all time, obviously. I mean, how many fucking times do you hear, oh, that sounds like it has Sgt. Pepper elements? Or, like, how many times do you go on a website and look at the top whatever albums and Sgt. Pepper is up there? So, yeah, fantastic album. The next one is Something New, Something New. One of my least favorites by them. I listened to this and I really didn't like much off of it. Just part of the collection. The next one is one of my favorites, The White Album. This has some of the most variety of a Beatles album. Like, you have fucking Obadi Oblada, and then you have While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and it's just, you have so much variety. You have the happy songs from Paul McCartney, you have the introspective songs of John Lennon. I think Ringo's first song was on here. I forget what song it is. Let me know down below if anybody knows. And then obviously George Harrison's stellar writing shows up on here as well. So yeah, fantastic album. One of my favorites of all time. The next is Yellow Submarine. Fantastic album. This has like Hey Bulldog, All You Need Is Love, Yellow Submarine. So yeah, soundtrack to the fantastic animated movie. Almost, yeah, done with the Beatles stuff. So now we can move on. The next is Black Flag's Damaged. One of the best punk albums of all time. Just fucking great. So definitely check that out if you're trying to get into punk. Definitely one of the starting points. The next one is Black Sabbath, self-titled. Fantastic record. Without this, we probably wouldn't have heavy metal. We may have, because there was like Deep Purple and stuff like that. But definitely the first commercial, not even commercial, the first black or heavy metal album. So yeah, fantastic. The song Black Sabbath is amazing because they use a devil riff in it, which is kind of funny. So yeah. The next one is Paranoid, easily my favorite Black Sabbath album. I mean, has Iron Man, War Pigs, Paranoid. Not much I can really say. Those were both reissues, so was Black Flag. I'm not even mentioning reissues and shit at this point, so I'm sorry. I don't care. Getting to my Bob Dylan stuff, one of my favorite artists. Blonde on Blonde, easily my favorite album of his. Just fucking genius shit. So, yeah, again, variety on this album, so yeah. And that was I'm not even gonna fucking say it. You guys don't care. This is an original of Bob Dylan's Blood on the Tracks. Very, very good. My second favorite Bob Dylan album. Definitely check this one out. I'm really only gonna mention if they're originals or not. I actually just got this for Christmas, and it is Bring It All Back Home. Excuse me. One of my favorites by him, Subterranean's Homesick Blues, Mr. Tambourine Man, It's Alright Ma, I'm Only Bleeding. Just great album. Still looking out for Freewheelin' Bob Dylan and Highway 61 Revisited. This was a recommendation from my good friend 64-Bit for Life, David Bromberg. What's it called? Program Copy. So there's that. I haven't listened to that yet. Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run. Fantastic. Not much I can really say. Oh, this is cool. Castlevania, for all my good YouTube friends who are into the gaming thing. This is Castlevania 1 through 3 with a few tracks from 4 on a very, very cool eyeball white and pink splatter vinyl. Very, very cool. There was only 666 of these made. I have number 445. Shouts out to Too Many Games 2015 for hooking me up. And this was really what started my vinyl addiction. So, yeah, because I remember buying this, and then I started buying Beatles shit at the flea market I go to. So, yeah. The next one is Tea for the Tillerman by Cat Stevens. Haven't listened to it, but I've heard it's fantastic. Then I have my Clash stuff. One of my favorite bands of all time. I mean, I'm fucking wearing a Clash t-shirt. And speaking of this album, The Clash self-titled. This is a Record Store Day 2015 exclusive. And, yeah, there was only, how many of these made? 5,000 of these made, and it comes on nice half blue, half white vinyl. But, yeah, one of the best albums ever made. I mean, fucking Janny Jones is one of the best songs ever made. Just a fantastic punk record. I mean, I really always tell people to start with The Clash if they're trying to get into punk, because they were one of the first and they are one of the best. Next up is Combat Rock. Not my favorite. There's not really that much I like on here. I mean, I used to say I didn't like Rock the Casbah, but that's a very jammy song. So, yeah, not that good album in my personal opinion. I know I get a lot of shit for that, but yeah, just another part of the Clash collection. I'm only missing one or two. So. London Calling, second favorite album of all time. I used to say it was The Wall, but this is just so goddamn good. Variety. If you guys haven't listened to this, you fucking need to. Incredible. Just fucking incredible. Next up, I have Chuck Berry's The Great 28. It's a bunch of his famous songs on a double LP, so yeah. Essential, start of rock and roll almost. The next one is The Cure's Pornography. Fantastic album. Not really into the whole emo goth music thing, but The Cure were great. So, yep. Then we got Czarface's Every Hero Needs a Villain. Rap record released this year. One of the best of this year. Just fantastic. Comes in a nice double LP. Comes with a comic book. And it comes on nice clear vinyl. So, yeah, fantastic record. If you guys are into hip-hop, definitely check this out. It's Inspectah Deck's new group from Wu-Tang. So, yeah, definitely check it out. Very, very good stuff. The next is David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust and Spiders from Mars. His magnum opus. David Bowie's a great artist and all, but this just blows everything else he's ever done out of the water. So, yeah. It comes on nice white vinyl. Very, very cool. Obviously, great album. Not much I can really say. The story behind the album, not even behind it, the story that you're supposed to know going into the album is really, really interesting. So, look that up if you get the chance. Very weird, interesting shit. My Dead Kennedy stuff. Dead Kennedy's Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables, one of my favorite albums of all time. One of the best punk records. satirical, funny, serious, political, just everything that a punk album should be. The next one is Give Me Convenience or Give Me Death. A bunch of, I think these were all like singles or like songs that were going to be released that weren't. Like this has the singles version of Holidays in Cambodia and California Uber Ollies that most of us know. So yeah, fantastic album. Next is the last Dead Kennedys album I have. I eventually want to get all of it, but yeah. Plastic Surgery Disasters. Anthony Fantano, aka The Needle Drops. Favorite Dead Kennedys record. Just really great album. Check that out. Dead Kennedys are one of the best punk bands, probably my favorite, besides The Clash. De La Soul's 3 Feet High and Rising. One of the best hip-hop albums. Yeah, just really, really funky shit. Tread Water, Me, Myself, and I, The Magic Number, shit like that. The Descendants, Milo Goes to College, another one of my favorites. Really the only pop-punk record I thoroughly enjoy. But yeah, fantastic album. Very, very short, but very, very good. Coming at the end of the first box here. Like I said, this is going to be a long video, so I apologize. Elton John's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. This is an original. Easily my favorite album of his, so yeah. The next one is EPMD's Strictly Business. One of my favorite hip-hop albums. Just EPMD were fantastic, so yeah. I really hope that rumored tour / get back together thing is true, because I think I'd cry. Next one is Faith No More Soul Invictus. Their newest record, fantastic. Very, very good stuff from metal. Like I said, this year was a very, very good year for music. And again, it comes on white vinyl. So that's cool. But yeah, very, very good album. If you guys are into metal at all, check this out. I don't know technically what subgenre of metal it would go under, but it's very, very good stuff. So yeah, I mean, Faith No More back in the day were fucking amazing. So yeah. Oh my god. Alright, next is Fleetwood Mac's Rumors, an original copy. One of my favorite albums of all time. I mean, there's not a bad song on it. So if you're going through tough times, listen to this album. It really helped me out when I was going through a really bad time. So yeah. The next one's Fugazi's Repeater. Amazing album. Great punk shit. I mean, this has like a bunch of really famous people from it. I don't know what groups they come from. I know one comes from Minor Threat, Ian MacKaye. But, yeah, fantastic. Fugazi stuff is great. I really want to get more eventually. The next one is another album from this year that's metal. It's Ghost Meliora. Definitely one of my top 5 releases of the year. Just great shit, man. I mean, I like Ghost, but this album just blew me away. Probably the best metal record in the past, like, 15 years, maybe? So, yeah, or at least up there. It's fantastic. The next one is Liquid Swords by Jizza. Favorite hip-hop album of all time. Fucking incredible shit. Listen to it. The next one is Husker Du's Zen Arcade. Really innovative record. Doesn't get enough shine for how innovative it was. One of the first hardcore punk records. One of the best. So, yeah, fantastic album. I really love the cover artwork for it. The next one is Ice Cube's America's Most Wanted single. It's America's Most Wanted and Once Upon a Time in the Project. So, yeah. Cool stuff. Raw Power by Iggy and the Stooges. One of the best albums ever made. This is cool because it has the David Bowie remix and has the Iggy remix. So, yeah. I mean, just incredible. Fucking incredible. Great, great place to start with punk. The next one's Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast. Classic. One of the best metal albums. Not much I can really say about that. Getting down to the last, 10 here. Jethro Tull's Aqualung. Great album. Easily Jethro Tull's best. Either that or Thick as a Brick. Then we have Jimi Hendrix Experience's Are You Experienced? Incredible album. People say that this is overrated and that the other Hendrix stuff is better. I can see that, but this is just fucking crazy good. So, yeah. Speaking of that, Axe as Bold as Love. Fantastic. Great shit. Not much I can really say. Hendrix really speaks for himself. Last Hendrix record I have, Electric Ladyland. A lot of people's favorite of his. Definitely my second favorite next to Are You Experienced? So, yeah, great shit. If you guys have only listened to the famous Hendrix songs, do yourself a favor and actually listen to an album. Last two here. John Lennon, Yoko Ono's Double Fantasy, an original copy. Good record. I just don't like Yoko Ono. So, yeah. This last album is fucking undeniable as a masterpiece. Plastic Ono Band. Never had emotions like this for an album before. So, yeah. So that is the first crate of mine. So I'm going to jump cut it here real quick, and we'll be right back. All right, getting into the second crate here. The first one out of this crate is Johnny Cash's At Folsom Prison. Only country record I really enjoy front to back. Great stuff. Not much to really say. Next one is a fucking amazing album, Joni Mitchell's Blue. One of my dad's favorite albums, and he turned this on to me, and now it's one of my favorites. So, yeah, very awesome record. It's very depressing. Obviously, the name is Blue, but great album. The next one is Joy Division's Unknown Pleasures. God damn, there's so much I could say about this. One of the best albums ever made. It's just super moody, super punk. It's just, it's so goddamn good. So, yeah, I want to get a lot more Joy Division stuff. The next one is Kanye West Graduation. Kanye, one of my favorite artists of all time. This is one of his best albums in my opinion. Comes on 2 different colored vinyl. This first one's like a cotton candy pink, and the second one is a rosy pink. But yeah, definitely one of his best albums. My personal favorite of his is Late Registration, which I do not have because that vinyl is expensive as fuck. But yeah. The next one I have is Yeezus by Kanye. Easily my least favorite Kanye album, but still worth checking out. From a really cool, milky clear vinyl. And those are both bootlegs because Kanye really only has released like 2 albums on vinyl or something like that. So yeah, if this will go back in, that would be nice. But yeah, Kanye, great. I know he's not a good human being, but his work in the music industry is phenomenal in my opinion. So yeah. Getting into the next one, Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, Mad City. Kendrick Lamar, one of my personal favorite rappers, easily the best of this generation. This album's fucking incredible. I need to get Section 80, but again, it's only in a bootleg form. And masterpiece of the decade, To Pimp a Butterfly. Not much you can really say. Best album of the decade so far. One of the best rap albums of all time, in my personal opinion. So, yeah, fantastic shit. Check out Kendrick. Support him. The next one is the Kinks Complete Collection. Not a huge fan of the Kinks, but I like a lot of their major songs. That's why I got this. Like, this has You Really Got Me and stuff like that. So, yeah. Next one is Kraftwerk's Autobahn. Fantastic album. I really love Kraftwerk. I need to get more of their stuff. So, yeah, there's that. I have one more, I think. Yeah, Trans Europe Express. Easily my favorite of their albums. Just great shit. Great mix of instrumentation and electronics. So, yeah. And if you guys don't know who they are, they were like the godfathers of the electronic music genre. The next one, getting into my Led Zeppelin stuff, I have a lot of it. Led Zeppelin 1, easily my favorite by them, just incredible shit. The next one is Led Zeppelin 2. Really, really good. I forget exactly what this has on it. I'm blanking out right now. I'm sure 64-Bit for Life will tell me. But yeah, great album. I think this has a whole lot of love on it, doesn't it? Yeah, it's a fucking great song. So yeah, Led Zeppelin's one of the greatest bands of all time. Not necessarily top 10 for me personally, just they're fucking great though. Led Zeppelin 4, one of their best. I think it's kind of overrated, but I can see why people say it's their best work. But yeah, you know, Stairway to Heaven, Black Dog, stuff like that. When the Levee Breaks, which is arguably my favorite Zeppelin song. My second favorite Zeppelin album, Physical Graffiti. Great shit. Kashmir Song, The Custard, whatever that song's called. I'm blanking right now. But yeah, this is an original, and this is kind of hard to find. So yeah. Next. Leftover Cracks, Fuck World Trade. Very good punk album. Very political and very controversial. So if you guys are easily offended, do not listen to that. The next one is Lou Reed's Transformer. Great record. Love Lou Reed. His voice is fucking beautiful. We will get into more Lou Reed later on. The next one is Mad Villainy by Madvillain, aka MF Doom and Madlib. One of the best rap albums of all time. MF Doom is one of my personal favorite MCs. And Madlib's production is fucking crazy. So yeah, if you guys want to get into experimental hip hop, this is easily the place to start. So yeah, and then move on to stuff like Death Grips. Which I want some of their stuff on vinyl. Stop fucking tipping over. Anyways, one of my favorite albums of all time, What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. Perfect. That's all I can really say. Next one, Men at Work's Business as Usual, right? Yeah, Business as Usual. I was right. I know this is one of 64-Bit for Life's favorites. I know that video is completely off for both of us now, so if you guys know what we're talking about, this isn't his third favorite album of all time anymore. So, yeah, still a good album, though. I don't think it's like a classic like most people do. Redman and Method Man's Blackout. Pretty good album. I listened to it, and I was kind of disappointed. But, yeah, I love Redman and Method Man solo, though. Their shit is fucking great. Next is MF Doom's Food. Each song is related to food, and it's MF Doom rapping over a bunch of fucking amazing beats. The next one is Michael Jackson's Thriller. Not much I can really say. I think that's the best-selling album of all time. One of my personal favorites, again, this is probably top 10 material. Bitches Brew by Miles Davis. Incredible jazz album. Avant-garde jazz. And, yeah, it's not much I can really say. I really want to get Kind of Blue on vinyl, and there's more jazz albums I want, obviously, but yeah. Glad to have that one at least. Next one is Minor Threat's First Two Sevens, aka First Two 7-inches. Great shit. All I can really say. One of the best punk albums, and it's just a collection of two of their works. The next one of my favorite punk albums again, The Misfits' Walk Among Us. 27 minutes of fucking insanity. There's a song about zombie astronauts, and they talk about asking their mom if they can go out and kill people. So yeah, Misfits. Shout out to you, Mitch. Wasp Spray, if you even fucking use that channel anymore. The next one, Nas's Illmatic. One of the best rap albums, again. Obviously, most publications put this as number one. But not my personal favorite, but fucking great album. New York State of Mind is one of the best songs ever made. Next one, Neutral Milk Hotels in the Aeroplane Over the Sea. Very controversial. Not going to talk about it because I don't want memes made in the comment section. And I just hit my hand really fucking hard. Next one, Nirvana's In Utero, the 2013 mix. I didn't know what I was getting myself into with this. I thought this was just like, maybe they had extra songs on it, but it's very different and I don't like it all that much. But In Utero is one of my favorite albums of all time, so I really want to get an original. But yeah, like I said, In Utero, my favorite Nirvana album, one of my favorites of all time. The next one is Otis Blue by Otis Redding. Otis Sings Soul. One of my favorite albums of all time. Easily the epitome of soul music. You definitely need to check this one out if you haven't. This was a Record Store Day exclusive again, and there wasn't that many made. And what's cool about this is it's a double LP, but it comes with a single for I'm Depending on You and I've Been Loving You Too Long. And it comes on blue, which is cool. So, yeah, fantastic album. I literally listen to this album so much. So, yeah, I really want to get some Aretha Franklin stuff. So, yeah. The next one is another Record Store Day exclusive from this year, and it is Stankonia by Outkast. Fantastic rap album, one of my favorites. I really love Outkast. I need to get more of their stuff, but yeah. Cool thing about this is it comes on like black, orange, and yellow splatter vinyl. But yeah, Outkast, one of the best rap groups ever. Just amazing shit that they put out when they were doing their thing, so yeah. The next one is Band on the Run. Paul McCartney. This is like one of the most hailed Beatles solo albums besides John Lennon stuff. So yeah, fantastic album. Definitely check that one out if you want to depart from the Beatles. Getting into my Pink Floyd stuff. One of my favorite bands. Their entire discography isn't that good, but what was good was fucking amazing. Animals. Shout out to Water Music Retro. This is his favorite, if I remember correctly. But yeah, amazing album. One of my favorites by them, probably my second or third favorite. Next one is Dark Side of the Moon. Not much I can really say. I'm not the biggest fan of it like most people are. The Division Bell. A lot of people give this shit because it was made in the 90s or the 80s and it sounds like 70s Pink Floyd stuff. But it sounds like 70s Pink Floyd stuff. So, stop fucking bitching. One of my favorites by them. I like it better than Dark Side of the Moon, if that means anything to anybody. Pink Floyd's The Wall. Top 5 favorite records of all time. For the longest time, this was my second favorite. Incredible shit. Easily my favorite Pink Floyd record by like a fucking mile. The next one is Wish You Were Here. This is the reissue. Very, very good album. Love it. And, yeah, so out of the Pink Floyd stuff. Now we move on to Public Enemy's. Why is the cover doing this? Oh. Okay. Public Enemies, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. It actually came with a lenticular cover that you could take off, and I didn't know that because I fucking hate lenticular covers because they hurt my eyes. But yeah, I'll put that over there. Yeah, one of the best rap albums. If you're looking to get into political rap, Public Enemy is the group to go to. Almost done, guys. The next one is Quiet Riot's Mental Health. Shouts out to my good friend and television dude. Great album. Easily Quiet Riot's best. 64-bit for life. Again, you hate me for this. Or you hate me for liking this so much. Kid A by Radiohead. One of my favorites. Incredible shit. So yeah. Comes on 210 inches, which is kind of cool. The next one is Raekwon's Only Built for Cuban Links. Pissed off this doesn't come with a normal cover because I love that album art. But yeah, one of my favorite rap albums, one of my favorite albums of all time. Definitely up there with like 36 Chambers, Low End Theory, Liquid Sword, stuff like that. So yeah, fantastic album. Definitely check that one out. That has a lot of fucking great songs on it. The next one, another one of my favorites, Robert Johnson, The Complete Collection. If you guys don't know, this guy was a 27-year-old. Well, he recorded when he was 27. Blues artist, and he sold his soul for rock and roll myth. He started the 27 Club, and yeah, easily one of the best albums of all time. Best blues record by a mile. The next one I'm going to show together, it's Run the Jewels 1 and 2. Fantastic shit. Killer Mike and LP are a great team. Definitely check those two out. 2 is better in my opinion. The cool thing though, I'm actually not going to put those down yet. The cool thing about each of these though is they're on different colored vinyl. The first one is on like this cool clear gold. Or like it looks orangey to me, but it's technically clear gold, I guess. And the packaging on these are A+. They come with like posters and patches and download code, or at least Run the Jewels 1 did. And Run the Jewels 2 comes on like teal marble vinyl, which is cool. So yeah, fantastic albums. Definitely some of the best rap albums of the decade so far, especially 2. 2 is fucking incredible. So yeah, very, very awesome records. Getting down to the last like 15 here. One of my favorite albums of all time. One of the best punk albums. Nevermind the Bollocks, the Sex Pistols. Fucking yes. I want to get a yellow and pink cover because the pink and green is kind of annoying to me. But yeah, fantastic album. Yeah. If you guys can't tell, I kind of model my look after Sid Vicious a little bit. Next one, Simon and Garfunkel's Greatest Hits. Has all their best songs on it. And I mean, yeah. Love Simon and Garfunkel though. The next one of my favorites of all time, Jesus Christ. Inner Visions by Stevie Wonder. That's all you can say. More Stevie Wonder. Songs in the Key of Life, easily my second favorite project of his. Fantastic. Definitely need to check this out. Sir Duke is probably one of the best like funk, soul, jazz out. I don't even know what to fucking categorize Stevie Wonder as. One of his better albums, Talking Book. Haven't listened to it all the way through yet. I usually get to like the last 2 songs and then I have to shut down and go somewhere. But yeah, fantastic album from what I've listened to. Getting into my Tribe Called Quest stuff. I'm only one away and then I have all their stuff. People's Instinctive Travels and The Path of Rhythm. So that might be one of the next records I order just to get the full set. Beats, Rhymes, and Life. Hated, but I love it. Hated for Tribe Called Quest at least. It's not like a hated album. One of my favorite records of all time, Low End Theory. Fucking genius. Next one has one of my favorite rap songs on it. Midnight Marauders. This has Electric Relaxation, which is literally just like one of the fucking greatest songs ever made. Velvet Underground and Nico. One of my top 4 favorite albums. At the end, I'll throw up a picture of like what my top 50 albums are, but I'm going to do a video eventually talking about each a little bit in depth, at least my top 10. So yeah, fantastic album. Velvet Underground is such an underappreciated band in the mainstream. I mean, they're fucking right up there with the Beatles for me, so yeah. Next one is actually a gift from my dad, and it is Wasp. I don't know what album this is. I think this is self-titled. Yeah. I don't know. He just gave it to me because he said that's one of his favorite albums, but yeah. Alright, last 2 guys. Tommy by The Who. It's good stuff. First rock opera, technically, if I remember correctly. And getting down to the last one. Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers. Fucking incredible record. I'm losing my voice as I finish this. But yeah, one of the best rap albums ever made. Definitely need to check this shit out. I know 64 Flight's really not into rap, but he said that's one of his favorite albums. So, yeah, guys, that is my entire vinyl collection. Sorry that spanned for like 45 minutes, but it was a lot to go through. I think there was 170 or 180 something albums in there. So, yeah, let me know what your favorites down below were. Tell me some vinyl I should add to the collection besides the ones I stated in the video. And, yeah, guys, like I said, I'm going to do a top 10 or 20 favorite albums of all time video eventually. But I wanted to get this out before the new year. So, yeah, guys, please like, comment, subscribe down below. Until next time, take care.